computer. All right, there we go. Awesome. All right, you guys, welcome to our new coach kickoff call. I am so excited that we're doing this right now because we've had such an onslaught of new coaches come into Team FitFluence in the month of May. So it is exactly June 1st, so couldn't have been more perfect to roll out a launch call and welcome all you guys that are on. I know Joanna's one of our brand new ones, like literally the ink is just drying because she signed up last night. And I know Olivia's brand new, and we're going to have a lot of you that are going to either pop on midway. We may even have a couple that are just kind of tuning in because they're going to be signing up in the next day or so. I don't know. Regardless, if you're watching the recording, I hope you guys have a pen and paper handy, because I'm going to give you a lot of tangible, actionable items that you can start doing with your business, okay? So I got a great call lined up for you, so make sure you tune in. Don't worry, everybody's muted, but I want to open up the call at the end in case there's any Q&As or any questions so I can answer them. And, if anyone wants to talk about anything in particular. So I hope to get super straight into the point and really rein it in and not go off on too many tangents, but I'm really good at that. So here's the thing. You are a new business owner, right? So I want you guys to take that away from the call. So here's a couple things you guys need to know. I want to give you some empowerment to know that you are a business owner. So that means that you really can make of this what you want. We as your coaches aren't going to be able to grow your business for you, but we are going to make sure you have all the tools to get there. And we will walk, we'll skip, we'll sprint, and do whatever you need to do to get to where you need to be. All right. And so as we get later on in the call, I'll talk about, what you'll be doing with your coach to make sure that we know what you want to get out of it so we can match that, that energy. All right. So we're going to make sure that you do have all the tools you need to be successful. So you can hit the ground running. I think the moment you become a coach, all that excitement and that energy is like just bubbling to the surface. And so we want to just let it all out in a most natural way and tell you exactly how to do that. So I think a lot of us are like, just tell me what to do type of people, right? It's probably why these workouts work out so well for us, because we are following a system. We are following a calendar in our workouts. We're following a nutrition plan. So as coaches, we're going to follow those that have been successful in front of us. And so we, as your coaches, we've tripped, we've fallen, we have made mistakes, we've learned from those mistakes, and now we get to teach you how to do it the right way and learn how to, make it your own business. So you're not, copying exactly how Jessica does it or how Dawn does it or how Taryn does it, but it's Joanna's business, right? And so Joanna's going to build it the way she wants to build it based around her lifestyle and her goals, all right? So you're also going to be able to find a little, I'm going to do a screen share here a little bit later to show you a bit about your back office, which I don't want to spend too much time there because you guys should be spending that time yourself, getting acclimated with it, finding your direct deposit or your EFT setup. And, that should be kind of your little homework time, because what I want you guys to do is actually start getting out there and talking to people. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that and give you kind of a general action plan so you can get going on sharing your story, because that's really what we are. We're storytellers. We're not salespeople. And I think that's maybe all of our reservation when we first got going or was told about becoming a coach is the fear of being a salesperson, right? I don't want my friends to think I'm selling them something. I don't want my, family to think I just want to make money off them. Like, nobody wants to feel that way. But here's a fascinating thought. We're literally sold something every single day. And I was actually having a conversation with Joanna about this. We're sold from our kids on, maybe negotiating to stay up a little bit later, or they're selling us on why they want to watch a show or a movie, or our neighbor to come to their garage sale, or, the Nordstrom half yearly sale is being flashed on our right-hand screen on Facebook. So we're sold something every single day, whether it is an object, a service, or just a lifestyle thing, right? Just our kids trying to get a snack out of us. They're trying to sell us on the fact that they're hungry and they need to have a snack, even though they ate 10 minutes ago. So I want you to put it into that perspective instead of thinking, oh my God, I might make money now, right? Like, of course, who doesn't want to make money? But you want to make sure that you're solving their issue and you're putting the information in front of them based on their needs, not just, hey, guess what? I'm a coach now. You could buy P90X and 21-Day Fix and Shakeology, and I'm going to make money off you, right? Like, that's not how anybody wants to be sold to. So don't worry. We're going to make sure that you've got the information to get there. And so that's really the nature of our launch is, yes, you're going to learn how to find everything in your back office, but I want you to start thinking now as a business owner and how to get your business going instead of being paralyzed by, ooh, I got to know what everything is in my back office before I can be a good coach, or I have to lose all this weight first before I'm a good coach, or I have to complete 21-Day Fix before I could be a good coach. So I want to make sure that we, buffer that a little bit in that don't feel you have to know everything to be a great coach or just to motivate somebody, right? You don't have to have all the answers because that's what we're here for. Those of us that have been around the block or have been doing this for a while, that's what we're here for, is to help support you and, be there and do that for you, right? So, and I'll talk more in detail about that, but I want to dive into some action-driven activities that you're going to do every single day. And you've probably started to review some of the stuff, but I just kind of want to break it down. And that's really our 4 vital behaviors. And those were at one point, they were the 3 vital behaviors. So what they are is you're going to be a product of the product. You're going to invite. You're going to recognize, and maybe, you don't have anyone to recognize yet, but don't worry, we'll talk about that. And then our 4th one is personal development. And that is probably the most critical piece in my mind as to how you can grow as a business owner. There's so many great podcasts, books, audios, our own success library. Darren Hardy, Beachbody partnered with them a couple years ago, and we have a huge library of information that we get to listen to that's part of our business service fees. So make sure you take advantage of that. But I'm going to break down, a little bit of that here and there, just so you can start thinking of it in an application instead of just like, oh, I got to be a product of the product. Great, right? So people want to see the why and the how these products work. So that's really kind of what we mean by being a product of the product. They've probably seen the infomercials. They've maybe even seen a Beachbody ad, or maybe they've seen other coaches or even just anybody, their friend, talking about their workout journey. I mean, there's a lot of people that use Instagram solely for their accountability, right? So we get to show how we make it work into our life. So being a product of the product, I show that on my social threads, right? I show my morning workout or my post-workout selfie, my food that I eat, me sitting and working with my baby. She's 18 months, so she's kind of borderline toddler now, but she sees me we're sitting on the couch and I'm working at the dining room table, or I'm working in car line, and I'm just open, right? I'm an open book, literally, about how I run my business and how I utilize the programs to help shed my baby weight. So that's kind of more my story, right? So I just had a 4th baby, and I've been using the products obviously for 9 years, but everybody's journey is different. And so being able to showcase how I use the programs during my pregnancy up until like the final day, and then how I was able to start working on them through postpartum, how I used Shakeology through my pregnancy and while I was breastfeeding, and how, the 3-day refresh, I needed that for my mental clarity, but also just to see change. Like, I just wanted to see my body change because it's been so manipulated, right, during pregnancy and postpartum, right? But I'm telling that story through my social media. I'm telling that story when I'm talking to people at pickup, when they see, gosh, Taryn, you look great. You're starting, looks like you've lost a lot of your baby weight, or now they're like, wow, you have 4 kids, and I'm like, well, what did you expect, But that's the connection that they have to people that have multiple kids or that have had kids. They expect everybody just to kind of, throw in the towel, or they see themselves and go, gosh, she's got 4 kids and I haven't done anything and my kid's a teenager. So they get that inspiration behind, you and being visible and being vulnerable, right? And telling your story. So inviting, that's our 2nd vital behavior. You want to invite people into your world. You want to invite them into something. So we talk about our challenge groups. We talk about our free groups. And maybe that's how you got introduced to being a coach or introduced to the challenge groups and the challenge packs is through one of our free groups. And you fell in love with us, right? I mean, who wouldn't? And then you rolled into doing a challenge group with your coach. And then they're like, oh my gosh, you'd be an amazing coach. And so you said, okay, fine. You know, it's free with the challenge groups. The coach fees waived with the challenge packs. And you became a coach. And now you're like, oh my God, all of a sudden I froze. I'm paralyzed. I just can't do it. I don't, like all of a sudden you kind of get that mental block, right? But you're constantly inviting people into seeing how we do it, what our communities are about. So you're either inviting somebody into a free group that maybe you run eventually, but generally you're going to be inviting people into what your coach is offering, because your coach is going to run alongside of you and they're going to help your people as if they're their own people until you kind of feel like, all right, I can take the training wheels off and I'm ready to roll, right? So I'm going to make sure that I'm running and doing everything I can with you, Joanna, or Sarah, or, whoever's ready to go, but yet a little nervous about doing it themselves. And Dawn's doing that same thing with her new coaches. So that's what we do, but we want to invite people into that constantly so they can see why we love what we do. We can't just assume that they know because we hit the submit button being a coach, right? Recognizing is our third vital behavior. So you maybe don't have anyone to recognize yet because you haven't started your own challenge group perhaps, but you might see maybe your coach is doing something that just makes you feel good. So you go and give her a shout out, right? Or maybe you have a friend that just finished a marathon and you got to go to her Facebook page and tell her how proud you are of her. Like everybody loves public recognition. They just do. I mean, it's just a feel good. It boosts their confidence because you never know, they might be having a really shitty day. And then you go, you know what? You inspired me. You just ran a marathon. Like I can't even run around the block, right? Like something like that, just everybody loves, and you've got to mean it. Of course, you're not just going to go tell somebody that you're proud of them when you're like, I can really give a shit, right? Just being real. So, but recognizing, like people just love recognition, and that's what draws people to you is when they see that you've got that energy and that love and compassion for them, right? And they're going to want to naturally be a part of it. So let's talk personal development, which is our fourth vital behavior. Every coach, and especially brand new coach, I highly encourage you to go into your coach online office and you're going to go into the National Wake Up Call archives. And if you don't know where that is, make sure you talk to your coach and find out. Otherwise, you can get on your iPhone or your Android. I'm sure they have it too. I have a little music and audio thing, like a little, hopefully you guys can see that. And I have podcasts and I have Audible. I listen to books, you guys. At the end of the day, like I don't really want to read, and I don't really find time during the day to read because I'm either like doing laundry, cleaning the dishes, or feeding a child. So I don't get to read, but I listen when I'm in the car, and I always listen to the National Wake Up Calls on my phone while I'm in the shower. Little tip for you, right? You can do it anywhere. So it's awesome. I have a little shower speaker and I listen to the National Wake Up Call. And so I always get that like energy from my coach community about what other coaches are doing that I can start to apply, or I can get that motivation of like, okay, today was kind of a funk, or this week's been a funk, and that just kind of boom, got me going. So you always want to be doing personal development every single day in some form or fashion. Maybe it's reading a book 10 pages a day. Maybe it's listening to audio for 10 minutes. Maybe you commute to work and you can just strap on your speakers and you can listen to the National Wake Up Call on the way to work. And then maybe you listen to an audio book on the way home. So, and if you need suggestions, ask me, ask any of your coaches. They're going to give you their top ones to listen to first. So you can get the information and start applying it. But it's just, you're a business owner now. So you want to start feeding your mind just as we are feeding our bodies with good nutrition now, right? Which is naturally going to make people recognize. Okay, so let's talk about tangible things you're going to start doing, all right? So, and then at the end, I'll go through and do a little screen share action with you guys. You know what? As a matter of fact, let me do that right now. So, first of all, I want to make sure, here, let me get to screen share. And I just read the comment. I didn't even have my video on to see everybody because Sarah thinks I'm an Android hater. I'm really not, but I have an iPhone. So there you go. Bob's your uncle. Okay. So here's what I want to make sure you guys are a part of is that you're checking into our Team FitFluence page. All right. So there's so much information that is in here. Sometimes it could be overwhelming, but if you're a brand new coach and as you grow your team, this is where you're going to send your people. All right. You're going to send them to do the new coach training, which you guys, I'm so stoked for, is brand new. So I just had it all put together on an email delivery to your inbox. So your new coaches, or, if you're my new coach, you're getting it in your inbox that you can go through on your own time. It's now also loaded on my website, so it could be self-paced. And I'm so excited for it because it's just information that you can in turn forward to your new coach, or you tag your coach just as we have here and got everybody to start, doing the new coach training. So that's why this coach kickoff is more for let's get you going and get your business off the ground, because this is where you're going to get all kind of the behind the scenes stuff. But this is where I wanted to show you guys, make sure you have the Team FitFluence page down here on your shortcuts so you can be sure you get all the notifications for it, okay? Next, I'm going to take you to our coach back office. So this is where you're going to find... Okay, I will get you some more when I'm done, okay, love bug? This is where you're going to find your new, how to get started. So this is where if you go to your coach online office, so you went to teambeachbody.com and then you go to the coach tab and you hover over it and it says coach online office. You hopefully know how to get there. That's why I didn't want to spend too much of a tutorial on this, but this is where you'll want to get started. So I'm on the how to get started. And these are just simple steps that you're going to work through with your coach. You're going to set up that, it's called the first 30. Basically, it's your first 30 hours, it's your first 30 days, and then 60 and 90-day goals that they are going to establish with you to make sure you hit some marks in your business. All right? This is all stuff that you want to start knowing, and you're going to start putting into your schedule as your Beachbody business, and what you'll come to know as your power hour. And your power hour is where you start doing those actionable things and you prioritize your time. Because let's face it, we all are so busy. We have like 1,800 kids, right? We've got a full-time job. We have a household to run. We have animals that need to be, fed and bathed and walked and all sorts of things. And we want to have a life, right? So you've got to prioritize your time to make this an important part of your day if you want to get anywhere with the business, right? It won't land in your lap, okay? I'll be super frank about that. Just because you became a coach does not mean you're going to have all of this success overnight. A lot of us have worked hard to be where we're at because we've actually put in the time, starting out 30 minutes a day, moving on to an hour a day, right? And then on to maybe, 2 hours a day. And some of us, Carla, have fired our jobs. We quit our jobs and have been able to replace our full-time income doing these very same things, which Carla and I have been a coach for a heck of a long time, and things have changed exponentially. And so all this stuff is super laid out in way simpler form. So you guys have it made. It's awesome. But these are all the things you're going to want to know. You're going to want to know what Success Club is and the importance of getting to Success Club every single month, especially your first 3 months in your business. You want to look into Success Starters and what it means. Being a Success Starter gets you a free ticket to Summit, which is every year. And this year it's in New Orleans in July. So excited. Not excited for the heat and the mugginess, but hey, we get to hang out with 35,000 of our closest friends, all coaches, all there for the same reason. Okay, my bug. So that's what you need to know. And if you're like, what's Success Club? What's she talking about? Make sure you ask your coach, okay? But I just wanted you guys to know where to find this. These are really important things that you're going to need to budget into your time to, get the foundations behind. But this is what I want to make sure that you don't do. You don't paralyze your time or, absorb all of your Beachbody time. Okay, you go potty. By reviewing all of this, right? Like you don't need to spend time in here. Instead, you need to be out talking. Like that's how your business grows. Your business doesn't grow by, reading everything that Jeff Hill says or, finding the Coach 411 page. Like your business grows by talking to people, all right? So another thing I want you guys to understand is make sure you got your EFT set up. That's where you get your direct deposit. All right. So I just wanted to share that with you really super quick. Again, all of these things you should be going through with your coach or spending time on your own. As you get into trainings, A lot of the information you're getting into your inbox, if you're doing the new coach training, is coming from this page. Why duplicate or recreate the wheel when all the information that you need to know that your Star Diamond coaches are doing is all right here. So this is the training tab. And as you start picking off things on the leadership ladder, which, make sure you know what the leadership ladder is and how you start making your way up the rungs, this is where you break down all the training, okay? So I wanted to make sure you guys knew where to find that. And then also the success tab, which is the personal development center that we have that's partnered with Darren Hardy, all right? All really cool stuff, right? Okay, so I told you about the Team FitFluence page. Make sure you bookmark that as one of your favorites. And then our coach online office. So let's go back. And I want to make sure I finished cruising through what I wanted you guys to know. And then I want to open it up for questions if there are any. All right. Because we are at about 20 minutes in and want to make sure that I make the most of your time because you guys have a lot going on just as I do here on the other end too. Okay. So you got kind of the foundations down now. Now we got to start talking to people, right? We got to start telling people you're open for business. So don't freak out, okay? Because you know what? Like, people are going to embrace it. They're going to be excited for you, right? So, but we're going to teach you how to say it properly without becoming a salesperson. Remember, we're storytellers. We're just going about our own life and we're telling people how we're doing it. They're getting a glimpse into what we do to get back in shape or to keep in shape, and also how we build a business. So I want you to draft your open for business post that's going to go on your social feed. So I use Instagram and Facebook, and right now it might just be going on your personal Facebook page. Great. Don't worry about creating a business page just yet. Let's just get the basic stuff out of the way. All right. So you're going to do your draft open for business post, but before you post it, make sure you share it with your coach. Get some feedback. Have a couple people read it just so it sounds genuine and sounds like you. Because you're talking to your audience. You're talking to your people. You're not talking to my people because we're two very different people. And if it sounds like you're talking like me, it's not going to be genuine, right? You want to talk like you're Sarah. You want to talk like it's Olivia. You don't want to talk like Taryn because then they're like, wait, who's this chick? Like, okay, so you became a coach and now you're like totally someone different. And another thing is, don't think that this means that your Facebook page is going to all of a sudden become a billboard for Beachbody. Like, no. Let's not do that either. All right. So you've got your open for business post in draft that you're going to send it to me or your personally sponsored, your coach that enrolled you so they can give you feedback, and then boom, fire it out. All right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to be so amazed with the amount of support you get. You're going to get likes and loves and comments and all that kind of great stuff. Right. And because it's going to come with a picture. It doesn't have to be a before and after picture. It just has to be something about your life, and you could just show your energy through it. And then those are the people that you're going to start putting on your list to connect with. And this brings me to the second step. I want you guys to start writing a list of 100 names on a piece of paper. Yep, you're just going to brain dump anyone that comes to mind. Use our memory jogger that's in the back office too, because you're going to, you might be like, oh my gosh, I can only think of 50 people. Pretty sure you have more than 50 people that are friends on Facebook, right? Or you want to know a little secret tip? The little contacts thing you have on your iPhone? Sarah, sorry, had to. Look, you got contacts. Look at all those people, right? Now, here's the deal. You're not going to contact every single one of these people, right? No, you're just you're just doing the exercise of actually writing these names down, because you never know what's going to pop to your mind. Because from that list, you're going to pick your 10 dream team people. It could be the 10 people that you just are dying to work with that would love to be a part of your next challenge group, or the challenge group that your coach is running that you're going to invite them into, or someone that gets fitness or has done, direct sales or network marketing before, and that they need to know about this, that you're going to reach out to. So that's really the whole premise behind it. So get a piece of paper out and you're going to start writing out a bunch of names, and then you're going to talk to your coach about what to do with that list. Okay. Make sure you connect with your coach. I talked at the beginning of the call is you need to discuss what your first 30 minutes, 30 hours, 30 days, 60, 90-day plan is going to be. What's your business plan going to be? Now, don't worry about, oh God, a business plan, is that another thing I got to write and put together? No, it's just really simple expectations, really. Like, what can we expect from you? and what can you expect from me in return, right? Like, I don't want to assume that you want to, quit your day job and do this full time. I don't want to assume that you want to make enough money to pay for your kids' day camps, right? Or that you want to make enough money to cover your car payment, or that you want to be able to go and have a shopping spree, right? I don't want to assume those things, but I'm only going to know because you tell me. And then from that information, I'm going to say, all right, we're going to reverse engineer into being sure that that comes true. As long as you're going to meet me at the 50-yard line, I will be there. If you're not, I got a team of coaches that are going to be waiting there, so I got to kind of move down the line. All right? Okay, just a sec now, Bug. You can go. Do you need your pants? Okay, come here. Mom life. All right. Then lastly, let's get you to Emerald. Okay, so what does that mean? That's our first rank advancement. What do you need? Can you get on the potty? You can get on the potty. And then I'll be right there, okay? Never a dull moment around here. It is what it is, right? I'm glad you guys are getting a kick out of it. Okay, so we're gonna get you Emerald. It's our first rank advancement. Basically, it is what you want to achieve first and foremost in your first 30 days, because likely that's going to help reimburse your investment, your challenge pack, right? And it's also going to get you to the point of starting to get leads from the company. Yes, we all get leads. Anyone that orders something from Beachbody.com, or maybe any of the variety of ways that Beachbody markets the product, we all get assigned free customers because we're qualified Emerald coaches. So you want to be an active coach, meaning that you are buying a product every single month for 50 points, right? So that's either Shakeology, that's a combination of our performance line, whatever, right? And then you have two coaches, one on each side, that are doing the very same thing. But here's something cool. A lot of your family members are going to want to do as you do, and they might just support you in that way. Maybe you've got a sister that wants to get into shape with you. And so we'll do a challenge pack. She'll be your best supporter, or maybe it's your niece, or maybe it's your uncle, or maybe it's your best friend, right? And so if you get that person that's like, I'll be a coach. Yeah, I want a discount. Why wouldn't I want to save 25%? And then if you have the ability to enroll your spouse and then keep him active or her active, then boom, you're Emerald. And then our goal as your coach, your partner, is to help you replace them every single month, so you're not having to come out of pocket to pay for, coming out of pocket to pay for your husband or your spouse's service fees, right? Unless you're military. Any active military, by the way, or veteran military families, meaning the spouse, they have to be in the household, you do get a free business. So if you know people, another thing, memory jogger, if you have active military friends or family or veterans that are, married or whatever, they get to become coaches for free. So I know, Dawn's is a great example. Her husband's active military, she's a spouse, so she gets to run her business as part of the military appreciation program that Beachbody has. So they launched like a couple years ago. I think it's the coolest thing. Anyway, so I don't want to spend too much time on really drilling into the rank advancements, because that's something that you will really hone into with your coach. So I just gave you a ton of information. I know it. And I'm sure some of you guys are like, yes, okay, I'm ready to run. Some of you might be like, whoa, what the hell do I do now? Remember, okay, first and foremost, make sure you're connected with your coach every step of the way. Let them help you. Be inviting into the group that they have going next, so you don't have the pressure of running your own. You might not even be ready to run your own for like 6 months, and that's totally cool, right? I'm cool with helping your people. I don't mind. I will treat them as my own. I want people to be in love with what we do. I want them to love their experience because they are totally attached to the community. That's what got me hooked, right? And that's what got you hooked. So let's make them fall in love. Get your draft coming open for business post going and send it to your coach right away. Get that out there and let the universe know, and put that into the world that like you're ready to help people. Okay? Get that list going, and that you're going to start seeing names pop up that maybe you haven't seen or heard from in a long time. And if you have both Instagram and Facebook, I don't do Snapchat, but I heard it's kind of a thing of the past. But get it out on all your socials. Wherever you hang out, let people know. Because you might have someone on Instagram that follows you that's not a Facebooker, right? And just because they're not on Facebook, they still might want to get in shape, okay? And then just make sure that you are communicating with your coach about what you expect and what you expect from them, okay? So that being said, I want to open the phones for any questions that you guys might have. Michael had to take off. So if you have a question, please unmute yourself. I'm just going to go, I'm going to be listening, but I'm going to turn my video off for a second just so I can go help my toddler. That's poor things on the potty. But make sure you ask any questions. Please just unmute yourself. Don't worry about, any of your background noise. This is super casual. This is life. This is how we run our business on the fly, right? So I will be quiet for a minute.
Don't you guys wish you had a glamour shot like Taryn? Just saying. I mean, just saying it out loud.
I know, we got to get one of those.
I don't know who's all new, and I'm on a phone, my cell phone, so I'm kind of trying to scroll to the different screens. I know Taryn can hear, but it's weird when you don't see her. Does anybody have a specific question, new, especially?
I don't have a question.
No?
Has anybody made their opening post yet without this?
I totally didn't hear what you said. I'm new. My name's Olivia. But I didn't hear what you just said. Did anybody do their what?
Oh, she was asking about the open for business post Taryn was talking about. That make
business. I have not. No.
Nice. Now, are you the one that signed up last night?
No.
Okay. Got in here signed up.
2 weeks ago.
Awesome. So you haven't like told the Facebook world that you are a beach buddy? Awesome.
Not yet. Well, Jessica told the world that I am. Jessica took care of that for me.
Nice.
Yeah. So that happened.
Yeah. So now you need to let everybody know with that, and you don't even have to say like, "Hey, I'm doing Beachbody," because like Facebook sometimes doesn't like to hear the words Beachbody, and so like they don't want to give Beachbody posts love. But when you talk about, like Taryn said, we are storytellers. Like we're not saying like, "Hey, I'm doing this, so come buy from me," but we're saying, "Hey, I'm totally doing this cool thing, and I would love for you to support me on this by joining me and doing what I'm doing."
Yeah.
You don't even have to say Beachbody, and then that's when people are like, "Well, what is it that you're doing?" And then you're like, "Oh, well, let me tell you," which is so. And especially since there was a post made for you, people are going to be kind of aware. Now they're going to be looking. So definitely share. Definitely share with Jessica like your thoughts for an opening post and how you want to share that.
I will. I think that's a great idea, and I totally will.
Yeah, because we just did a call within my smaller team about, putting yourselves out there and kind of what that opening post looks like. And depending on where you are in your journey, like just use all the feeling words. Feeling words are good. Like get to the feels and the touchies and the heart.
I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Yeah, like and you'll do the talking about like not like, hey, check out this crazy awesome physical transformation. Like if you have a picture that has an awesome transformation, they'll see it. But it's like, hey, dude, I'm doing this because I used to feel like crap and I had no self-worth. And I remember how awful it, like for me, I remember having to sit down on the stairs to tie my shoes.
Right.
It was uncomfortable. And then I got other friends who are like, oh my gosh, I totally have to unbutton my pants when I'm at the dinner table. Like, so you share those things and then people are like, oh, I'll read her post. I wonder what she's going to talk about. Anyway, sorry, I'm totally babbling.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I really appreciate it.
Also, Olivia and anybody else that's like, oh my gosh, what do I say? There's a lot of examples that are in the new coach training. So, well, maybe not a lot. There might be a handful. But watch those, or you could click on the link. It should be a clickable link, and it'll take you to an example. But, just off the cuff, an example could be, okay, so, let's say, for example, you've been doing that. Have you done the programs before?
I did P90X like 7 years ago.
Okay. So what got you into coaching?
Two things. I've been really impressed with Jessica and everything that she's doing. I just think she's a rock star. And I really also believe very much in, just like you guys are saying, like, I'm not a salesperson. I'm actually starting my own business aside, like a pastry. I'm a chef by trade and starting a business simultaneously. And Jessica had said this, like, what do you think about your coach? And I was like, I'm starting this other business. Like literally, I'm in like, I just talked to the government this morning. Like I had this whole other business I'm starting simultaneously. And I thought, well, I can't, I'm a little like up to my neck already with this big, huge baby and then Jessica's, I said to me, listen, I think you could probably interweave them if you look at it a certain way. And that totally changed. It was like a paradigm shift for me. Because I very much believe in what Beachbody. I think it's a great company. I think that they are the real deal, and I brag about it anyway. So I'm already 4 months in. I've lost 30 pounds. Things are like I'm really dedicated. I'm invested. Like I'm all in. And so I have no. I'm a sharer. Anyway, I am a storyteller. So I have no problem. And I have no problem being like, hey, pay me. Hey, I found something for you, you like it, and making money from that. I have no moral ethic issue with that whatsoever. I don't see why. Like I have no problem with that. I just was concerned for me about the time aspect of it.
Got it. So here's and I asked you that question because I wanted to kind of draw it out of you what your story was, because that's how you can start. That's all you really got to say, right? You got to put it into written terms, or hey, live is like where it's at, right? Like I just went live with our little chatter. But like people want to see and feel your energy. So if you're like, hey, I don't mind going on video, then go and tell your story. But if you're like, I don't want to do that yet, your story is, all right, so I did P90X like 7 years ago, and it's probably collecting dust on my, shelf, and I finally took it off. And I was talking to my friend Jessica, and I'm starting this new pastry business, and it got to thinking like this could actually really align well with, the fact that I get to, make people feel good about themselves through food, but also through, thinking right about the food. So I decided to jump in. I'm starting a fitness business while I do this pastry business. Yes, I'm nuts, but hey, I think you know what I'm doing. Not to call you nuts, but
no, it's accurate, so it's okay.
But like all of that was really that was really compelling to me. Like I was like, oh my gosh, she's starting a pastry business. Thank goodness we don't live in the same town, because that could be very dangerous to me. But I think if you that's all you got to say. Like you're kind of were like, okay, yeah, that paradigm shift. You just said it yourself, right? And so that's you just kind of put words down on a piece of paper, and then you all of a sudden kind of start having a post, and boom, there you go. And, use the Team FitFluence group page to say, hey, you guys, this is what I want to say. This is the picture I'm thinking of posting. What do you guys think? And you will get so much like either great, you're never going to get anyone go, that stinks. They're going to say, hey, you know what? This is what I think would be really great if you tweak a little bit of this, or maybe shorten it up, or I think it's perfect, do it. Right? So, use the group as a soundboard too.
Okay, right on. I will.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
Right on.
Anybody else? Lines are still open. Awesome. Well, I see everybody kind of bobbing up and down and doing their thing. So then I will wrap that up. That is our official team new coach training, team launch call. I mean, like I could put so many words into one sentence, but then I get all like, crazy. So we'll keep it pretty simple, but I'm so excited. All you guys just started as coaches in May. We will do this every single month, because you're going to start having your team members want to hear this. So thank you guys for being on. Congratulations on your new business. Gosh, what a gift that you have now to be able to serve other people and really make that connection and help them fall in love with you, what you're in love with right now. And the fact that we have you in our lives is truly amazing. So I can't wait to meet you guys all eventually, hopefully as success starters at our next summit. So really make a goal of hitting Success Club every single month. That's helping 3 people every single month, so we can get you to our summit, paid ticket to summit. So that's what I got, you guys. I hope you have a great night. Please make sure you message me if you have questions, or if you, okay. And I gotta go play with Mr. Potato Head because he's naked. Bye, guys.
Bye.
What do you need on him?